We are at St. Paul's Catholic Church in Nassau Bay, also referred to as St. Paul the Apostle. We're about 2 blocks from NASA. Some of the astronauts actually went to church here, in which we're very proud.
In 2005, we developed a building committee to start working on building our new church. We knew in the beginning that we wanted to connect our parish with something from NASA because so many of our parishioners that come here have worked for NASA or space-related contractors and industries. We spoke with our liturgical designer and said, how can we incorporate something from the heavens? And our liturgical designer came up with these celestial windows, and that we would choose an image from the Hubble telescope.
I was the lead flight director on the STS-31 shuttle mission that deployed the Hubble Space Telescope. The objective was to get it as high as we could get it with the shuttle, which was about 300 nautical miles above the Earth, so that you could get the telescope above most of the Earth's atmosphere, so the imagery wouldn't be distorted by any of the atmosphere. Those of us that worked the deploy mission and put the telescope up there were really on a high after we completed the mission and successfully deployed the telescope. And then when the first images came back, they were spectacular. I got on the headset and I told the flight control team at that time, I said, you all have no idea what we have just done. This telescope will rewrite the astronomy books. I'm not an astronomer and I'm not in the science end of it. I'm just a domo engineer responsible for operations. The imagery though was just spectacular. When you're here on Earth, you look at the sky at night and it's just dark and you see the stars that you can see, and you just don't realize things like these, what you see on these windows is really there. And the other beauty of the telescope is when you're looking at space with the telescope, you're looking back in time. You know, the light from the stars that we see on the Earth left the star hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Well, I think when we look at the perfection of space itself in the universe, it almost brings us to the entire ideal of a God, of an orderly God, a God who is great. And so that spiritual uplifting comes from the Space Center and the work that they're doing, and how close they come in contact with God as they venture out into space. And they realize the magnitude of the universe and the magnitude of God. And I think that's brought back into St. Paul the Apostle Church with that perspective, is that our God is so magnificent and so great that it lifts us spiritually as we look towards the heavens, in that we could almost feel the presence of God.
I was very happy for all of the men and women who worked at NASA and for their families, sacrificed quite a bit in the last 50 years to achieve what we have in our space program. And I was very happy for them that in some way we could honor them in that way within our worship space.